You've probably seen these new editing setup videos all over TikTok and Instagram from an account called Jellyhouse. They're actually made by this guy, Jake, and somehow he manages to rack up millions of views with this series. So how does he do it? What does it take for a short video to go viral? And could we make one with him? We flew into my studio in Utah to ask him all these questions and make our own editing setup video, but we did not expect it to go this well.
Dude, those numbers are insane.
If you post videos pretty regularly on Instagram or TikTok, every once in a while, you'll have a video that takes off for absolutely no reason. Take my account, for example. I was posting desk setup videos, client work, car edits, stuff that I thought my current audience might like to see, which is what most people do. Then randomly, I saw a trend from the car community. I made my own version of it, and it randomly racked in just a ton of engagement. So I had like one viral video at that point, and it didn't really do much for my account because it was just too far outside of my niche. Niche? I have no idea. But what if you started a new trend that fit in perfectly with your niche and you could replicate it over and over with a high chance of every video going viral? That's what Jake did. Jake takes random screens like the self-checkout at Target, the cashier's iPad at a restaurant, or even his Apple Watch. He pulls out a keyboard and a mouse and then he just starts editing off of it, and he calls it his new editing setup. So we went to the airport, picked him up, brought him back to my studio, and then we sat down to actually talk about what it takes to make viral short-form content.
How did you come up with the idea? You were kind of telling me in the car yesterday,
Yeah.
like how did it come about?
We all have Apple Watches, right?
Yeah.
I'm repping one right now. Whenever you get a text message, like, you know, and you see your wrist, it starts like automatically showing you it. And what happened was someone sent me a video, and it was the first time for some reason ever that I had like looked at my wrists and then the video just started auto playing. But then that sparked an idea in me, and I was like, like if you can play a video on an Apple Watch, I wonder if I could try to tie that into something. That's what like sparked the idea for everything. You know, when you have a feeling in you, you're like, okay, this is actually a good video. Like it's entertaining, like it's funny. I think it can like reach a wide audience, but also be pretty niche to like video editors like us. I put it on TikTok. I think it did maybe like 2,000 views or something. And I was like, oh, like I really wanted it to like go crazy. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it one more try. So I like trimmed off the first like half second of the video, like literally like 15 frames maybe. Changed the caption or like changed the on-screen text. Let's see, that one like almost did 1 million views, right? And so then I was like, all right, this could be a thing.
What percentage of these videos are like 3D tracked or they're pre-composited and then you're loading them onto that screen?
Right. I would say 50% of the videos are real. I have actually found a way to load the video on the display and do it that way. And then 50% are like After Effects and compositing. So these are all the keyframes for each corner and whatnot. So if we zoom in here, you know, this corner here, if it's not perfectly in the position, like it's gonna look terrible. Every single corner pin, like every 3 to 5 keyframes is like very intricately placed. And then after that, I try to match the motion blur. I did like a mask to do the shadow here and then kind of a lighter mask on the left. I add noise, add a slight glow. So it's like so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
I would much rather actually put the video on there and then just film that. It's so much easier.
Once you kind of found this new niche and this random, you know, fun idea that you could kind of go after, what has that led to?
I think I started this about 2 months ago. It was like May when I started posting these setups. The opportunities that have come from it have been like insane. I could never imagine. Even though we're a music video production company and focused on that, I think it's okay to like grow into this kind of meme, funny, like content creation series. In general, it reaches like a broader audience. Like for me to do this editing series 10 years ago, like wouldn't make any sense at all. But now you see it with every brand is like, it's just not so serious. Like I think a lot of brands aren't taking themselves as serious and like trying to connect with people by just being like authentic or funny or silly or whatnot.
Suddenly companies have like humor, like they have a personality. Jellyhouse has a personality, and it's just like a goofy dude that likes to edit in random places, you know. And that's so sick because it's so hard to achieve that without going out and creating content like that. For a piece of short form content to go viral, what 3 things do you think it needs
Most important thing is the first 2 seconds of the video, the hook. You have to win them in the first 2 seconds, and then everything else kind of trickles down from that. I think number 2 is having like an element of surprise. The one you love is the robbery one. It starts out with a dude jumping over a fence. It has nothing to do with video production at all.
Yeah.
You know, I dive down into the yard, pans to the TV, like you still don't really know what's going on. And so I think that really keeps the retention. Point number 3 is shareability. It has to be something to where like, oh, that's hilarious, I'm gonna send it to my buddy, or like, oh, I need to like post this on my story because it's so relatable.
Once we picked his brain on viral content and we saw the amount of work that he puts into the series, it was time to make one for ourselves. Jake and I had talked on the phone a few weeks prior to flying him out, and we threw around some ideas, you know, like a movie theater, a billboard, and then finally we thought the little flip down screen in a minivan. I think what's funny about the minivan is that it's so nostalgic in a way, and like it's so relatable because you're on the freeway, you're driving down the road, and there's a minivan next to you, and you see the movie playing, and like it's always like a joke, like, oh, you get behind them and you watch the movie with them.
Yeah.
Relatable. Check. So when Jake and part of my team were actually going to pick up the minivan that we rented on Turo, I prepared just a little extra zing I thought this video might need to really pop off. Pretty ergonomic too, to be honest. You just kind of cup this. Looks pretty good, dude, for a potato. There's some splotches on the sensor. That's yam drops. Oh, there's a minivan. There's my truck.
What? What is that? Dude, it looks like a stone is on his camera. Let's see what's going on here.
We take this, we do the bit we're doing tonight with the minivan. After you do the keyboard editing thing, you look over at me holding the camera, pointed right at you, and you're like, did you get it? And I'm like, yeah. And then the video ends.
And that's why we like the potato.
And then we put Mr. Potato Head as like the movie that's playing.
Where did you find a potato that big?
It's actually a yam. Don't tell anyone. Industry secret. So.
I love it.
Element of surprise, check. For this video to work, we wouldn't be keyframing and masking our editing timeline onto a blank screen in the van. It's just too complicated. So we were going to pre-compose the whole thing beforehand. And Jake already has all the assets for this, basically a template because he's done it so many times. So we knocked it out pretty quickly. Do you just use the same editing timeline every time?
No, I usually recreate it every single time, but it takes like an hour. So for this, I'm just using an old one, and then I'm just going to keep the same structure here, but replace this with fast-paced glitching footage of potatoes.
Speaking of which, we need to get that. It's asking me for a code. Yeah, like his profile picture. Yo, would you mind verifying a code for me real quick? I'm just logging into your bank account so I can drain it.
Perfect.
It's from Storyblocks.
Texting it over now.
Oh, there it is. Thanks, dude.
Okay, you bet. We'll see you, man.
Bye. You use Storyblocks for every video.
This is as authentic as it gets.
Okay, so do I just search potato?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you will find plenty.
In pretty much every video that Jake has made up to this point, he's actually needed stock footage to edit on his timeline, and every time he's gotten it from Storyblocks, which just so happens to be the sponsor for this video. Storyblocks is a royalty-free stock media platform for creators who need high-quality stock footage, editing templates, music, sound effects, and images, all for one predictable subscription cost. Storyblocks also offers unlimited downloads, so you can say goodbye to expensive pay-per-clip pricing. On the channel, we use Storyblocks pre-made motion graphic templates like this one, but today we actually needed some stock footage of potatoes. There's a shocking number of potato
3,115.
Dude, they have priorities, man. They're like, hold on, before we launch this platform, we need to get 3,000 potato clips.
I mean, dude, talk about variety.
I know. So we'll just import those clips into Premiere Pro, and now we have everything we need to put this edit together. Storyblocks gives you unlimited downloads and simple licensing without any extra fees with their flexible subscriptions. So to get started with unlimited stock media downloads at one set price, head to storyblocks.com/Parker or click the link in the description.
Dude, isn't this great on a 14-inch MacBook? just hunched over editing potatoes.
And we have this huge thing right here.
Pretty good.
That's actually pretty solid, dude.
I mean,
Dude, don't even change it. That's perfect.
yeah,
That took what, 10 minutes?
yeah. One take Jake.
To make our lives a little bit easier once it came time to film this video, we added a countdown timer to the beginning, added a little clip from a movie that the kids in the minivan could be watching. Then we initiated the glitch, the full editing sequence would play through, and then that looped about 50 times so we could actually film a bunch of takes in the car without having to hit play over and over in the minivan. But what's funny is to get this video to actually play, we actually need to burn the video to a DVD.
Oh, maybe just press it.
Thanks.
Doo-doo-doo.
Okay, there we go, DVD, start from top, and you can only burn half of the video or up to 5 minutes.
What?
So after downloading a free software that last second made me purchase a $50 license to begin the burning process, the video finally copied over to the DVD, but we had to make sure it worked. Do you have the key? Who has the key?
We might
Power
want
on,
Yeah.
eject.
Pokemon. Oh.
Hey, it just starts. So it counts down. Oh, dude, this is gonna be perfect.
Ready for it?
That's awesome, dude.
Let's go. Oh, dude.
I feel like you gotta do 3X though.
Yeah.
That's perfect, dude.
Let's
Okay,
go.
I think we're set, dude.
I think we're set.
It's gonna be sick.
Yes, good job. Oh.
Great work, everyone. So with the editing timeline on loop, with all the anticipation just building up to this moment, we were ready to film our viral video. Nate, can you close this? Or hold my potato and I'll close either way.
Dude, that potato cam.
Did you just tell him to hold your
Could you hold my potatoes? Jeez. We ended up borrowing a Tesla from my editor's dad. I don't know why he agreed to that. And a fancy keyboard from my producer because we wanted to make the first few seconds just a little bit more eye-catching. Make the first 2 seconds interesting. Check.
So I'll go 3, 2, 1. Yo, you get that?
Yeah.
Dude, the
Even that, yeah, it was actually pretty good. Let's just send it. I get close to 3, 2. Do you get that?
Dude, why are there so many cars?
I don't know. They heard we were filming.
Yeah, these are actually fans. These are what you would call fans.
Yeah. Or should I say yams?
Oh.
The timing on that.
Yep.
Yo, you get that?
Yeah, that one's good. So we headed back to HQ, then we loaded that final one take into Premiere. We added some zooms, up the exposure a little bit, and then we hit export.
We cut it like right when he goes here.
So after all that effort, messaging Jellyhouse on Instagram, planning with Jake on the phone, flying him first class out here, and creating another episode to fit into his series, here's what we made.
Yo, you get that?
Okay, so this video did 500,000 views every day for the first 2 or 3 days, and then it ramped up to almost 2 million views a day. Tons of shares, saves, comments, and at the time of recording this video, we're sitting at 7.8 million views. I think there's a few things that you could take from this video, mainly from that interview with Jake, about different elements that makes a video go viral. Obviously, not every video is gonna be a home run. Several of Jake's videos haven't hit the numbers that he thought they would, but you could look at them and pinpoint maybe 1 or 2 things that may be the reason why. But in our case, that idea checked every box, and that little bit of collaboration between my page and the Full-Time Filmmaker page pushed it even further. Now, obviously, anyone can pick up a camera or a phone and make short-form content, but it 100% helps to have a foundation in filmmaking. You know what's coming next. It's Full-Time Filmmaker. If you want to learn more video creation techniques to give you the perfect foundation to go off and create viral videos like Jake, check out our free training to help you get started. Link is in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Jellyhouse on Instagram and TikTok. You never know what Jake's gonna edit off of next. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any further questions, please let me know. Dude, you're gonna explode that edge. That's
Literally sounds like a weed whacker.
it just kicked into gear and squeaked.